I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of my favorite interviews on this show. When I came to AZTV, when I was here at the new Channel 7, when it was called AZTV, I got to meet someone that really is so well known and respected in the business, and it's Catherine Anaya.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Really, to be honest, because I was so new to the media business, the people that I looked up to here in town, when I got to meet them and watch them work, but you are just such a nice person behind the scenes as well. I mean, you've been so nice to me.
That means a lot to me. It's great to be here at the new Channel 7 with you.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird to be on this side of things, by the way.
Well, good. So,
just so you know.
I'm nervous. I don't know about you, but it makes me nervous to ask you questions. But I want to talk about this Silver Circle. The Rocky Mountain Emmys awards people that have been in the business 25 years, but there's a criteria. You have to be nominated by peers.
Yes.
Letters have to be written. And you were informed you're getting inducted.
So I was informed actually about a couple months ago, and I got the call one afternoon. I'm sitting on my couch watching TV, and I get the call that I was chosen to be inducted. And it just blew me away because, as you know, in this business, there are a few secrets. And the fact that so many people were able to keep this secret for so long, very shocking to me. And I'm very humbled by it, too, because as we discussed off air, these are your peers that are, you know, nominating you to be inducted and then, of course, selecting you. So I'm very humbled and honored because I am one of 6 this year. And it's very exciting for me because it is at least 25 years. And when you kind of break that down, it's actually been 27 for me now that I've been doing this.
Did you start when you were 4?
Well, I started in the womb, as I like to say. But, you know, when you start out, as you probably know, you just want to do what you love.
Right.
And you don't expect that you're going to be doing it a year, much less 27 years. And so the fact that I'm being recognized for that is truly an honor for me because this is what I always wanted to do. And the fact that I'm still doing it 27 years later, I think is a testament to the fearlessness that I had when I started out, which I don't know, when you start to have a mortgage and kids and stuff, you know, some of that fear sets in.
I am so glad you're saying that.
Yes.
Because when I started, I always figured they're just going to come in any day and tell me we've hired a professional. And it was going to be a great story for me to tell someday.
They're going to figure me out.
Right, but then someday you figure out, oh my gosh, this is my career, and then it becomes, you know, not more of a job, but you take it a little bit more seriously. But 27 years is a great accomplishment, and you really are someone that I've watched for a long time. I've been in the Valley since 1995, and you are really someone that a lot of people admire. Do you get the sense of that around town when people meet you?
You know, I've been involved in the community here for a very, very long time. So I feel like I have a connection to a lot of those people who have been viewers for a long time. I remember, so I started here in '92. I left in '98 for a brief time for 4 years to go to LA, and then I came back in 2003. And I remember I came back and I was asked to be in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And I had my daughter with me, and I had a baby son at the time. He's now 14. And we were in the car in the parade, and somebody shouted out, "It's so great to have you back, and look at how big Brianna is." And I remember I thought at that moment, somebody remembered that I had a baby back in 1996 and what her name was. That connection, it's hard to put into words what that means to me because there's so much power in television, but really it comes down to, are you connecting with people on the other side of the screen? And so when I go out and I have people not only come up and tell me I enjoy watching you, feel like I know you, they know about my family and some of the personal things that I'm doing, that means a lot to me because it means that I'm actually resonating, doing what I love.
Tell me some of the moments that you'll never forget in this business, some of the either stories you've covered or people you've worked with. What are some of the things that you'll take with you?
Well, a lot of people want to know about the famous people that I've talked to, and really it's the ordinary people doing extraordinary things that I value the most. One story that sticks out in my mind, and it's a woman that we still exchange Christmas cards to this day. So I did a story on breast cancer awareness with a woman who said that she had been watching our Buddy Check 12 report. This was when I was in Channel 12. And she said that she had found a lump. And so I went out and did the story with her on that. So flash forward 5 years, and I'm in an editorial meeting at the station, and I get a delivery of roses, yellow roses. And I open the card, and it's from this woman who said, "Today I am 5 years cancer-free, and I am alive today because of you."
Oh.
And at that moment, I thought, wow, do people really understand the power of what we do? And so that sticks out to me. Another story that sticks out to me is when I first won my first Emmy Award, and it was for a story that I did on a 5-year-old who was battling cancer. She didn't survive, but I told the story about the toll it takes not just on a child, but the whole family. Right. And I had a child at that, you know, time who was a baby. And so I think that was the first time that I really felt like it's important to be compassionate in what you do, and that it's okay to cry when you're in an interview, and to be yourself, and that these stories really do make a difference, not just to other people, but they can really change your life.
And I think those stories, you're right, are the more impactful ones.
They are.
I want to learn a little bit more about your journey, but being here at the new Channel 7, and what you love about the show and why here and the people in it. So if you'll stick around for one more segment of this. Catherine Anaya really is as nice off the air as she is on the air. We got one more segment with her. We'll be back in just a moment. I'm joined by Catherine Anaya here on the new Channel 7, and you were really, I told you I was nervous about this interview, but one of the things I've admired about you is you really were a figure, and have been a figure in the Valley for a long time, and you decided to kind of step away a little bit. That's rare for someone that is so sought after to say, I don't need the limelight as much, there's other things that are more important.
Well, and that would be my kids. My daughter's away at college, so she's kind of on her own right now, but you know, it came to a crossroads, especially for my son, because my ex-husband had passed away unexpectedly now almost 3 years ago. And in the 6 months that followed, it was just, I kept looking at him thinking, he's 11 years old, he's about to be a teenager, his father's not here, he needs me now more than ever. And it was already difficult to parent from work anyway. Take him to school in the morning, and then I wouldn't see him again until the next morning. And that was if it was my day to have them. So I knew that that was a decision that I had to make, and I have not regretted it for 1 second. It's been 2.5 years of really hard work for us because, you know, in his mind, I was never there. And that's okay,
yeah.
But now I had to build that trust and build that relationship, and I know without a doubt that he knows his mom loves him more than anything. Now I'm gonna get emotional. Yeah. I take him to school, I pick him up, and he knows everything revolves around him. Like, he is the most important person right now for me to raise into a man. Fortunately, I have a great husband who is helping, obviously, with that, but he has never tried to step in and be his dad. And so, you know, it has to be my role to really be there for the things that I missed, you know, being at work full time.
It's got to be tough to, like you said, lose your partner, lose your husband unexpectedly, and grieve and deal with it on your own, but then worry about an 11-year-old.
Yeah, worrying about both of them, but especially him. And, you know, there are moments now where I annoy the heck out of him because I'm there all the time.
It's your job.
But like I said, I think we've built a really good relationship where he's comfortable talking to me about just about anything. I won't say everything because I'm sure there are plenty of things a 14-year-old doesn't want to share with his mom. But I'm really confident in the role that I'm able to play in his life now. And those moments when we're driving home from school are gold to me. And maybe it's because I didn't have them for so long. But to be able to talk about anything, everything, or nothing is a blessing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So your career where it is now, the journey from the days of all of where you were and it was work, 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 do you enjoy it more now because it's a smaller piece of your life?
I think I do. Because it's not so overwhelming, and because I now feel comfortable saying, no, I can't do that. No, you know, my son has to come first, my family has to come first. I have this hashtag that I use all the time, hashtag family first, because at the end of your life, and now I've been a witness to the end of life for a couple of people, nobody talks about what you did for a living. Nobody talks about your title. It's all about the experiences and the relationships in your life that matter the most. And so I don't want to be in my final days wondering what if, or what I should have done, or having regrets. And so I feel like making these decisions that I'm making now, being in a position where I can do that, life is good. Life is really good.
So who did you admire? Who in this business inspired you?
Oh, so many people. People that I looked up to the most, Linda Alvarez, she's an anchor who had been here for a very long time. She went to LA. I grew up watching her, thinking, wow, you know, here's the first Hispanic woman I've ever seen doing news, and gosh, this is actually really possible. So it's people like that at a local level. And then I always loved Katie Couric because she was so well-read and so great on TV, but so funny. And you know, prior to me coming to Phoenix, I didn't know how to be like that. I had 2 years under my belt anchoring, and I didn't know how to be just yourself. Mm-hmm. And I was paired with Ron Hoon, who's still doing it all these years later, and he's the one who really taught me, just be yourself. When you mess up, laugh about it.
So let me ask you a question. I'm glad you said that, because here's what you don't know. She is the funniest person in the building. You really are. Where do you get your sense of humor from? Everybody laughs when they're around you because you are the funniest person in this building.
I think it's because I have a teenager at home, and I just want to be kind of a person that he likes being around, and so I'm extra silly sometimes, but it's actually me. I talk to my dog. My daughter makes fun of me because I talk to my dog, you know. Still waiting for the day when he talks back.
I was going to say, if he starts talking back, you may want to see someone about that.
I don't know. I just, you know, there are so many things to worry about in this world. I try not to worry about the little things. Sometimes we do.
Yep.
And then I have to do a reality check and remind myself that, you know what, I have few things to complain about in life.
We have about 30 seconds left. Let's go the other direction. Now, 27 years in the business, what do you say to a young person or a young girl just starting out? What's your best advice you can give them?
Well, it's changed a lot since I started out. So first of all, you have to truly love this business, and for all the right reasons. If it's just about being on TV, bye. Get out, go do something else, because that is truly the last thing we think about. It's about being prepared. It's about caring about, you know, informing people about the important things that are happening. It's about connecting with the people that you're talking to. It's about being involved in the community. It is truly about taking the job and making it matter, not just looking at it as, oh, I want to be on TV. It's so much more than that.
She truly is the queen of the new Channel 7. You really are. It is so great to work with you, and thanks for taking the time. I know you're busy, so thanks for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll be back.